Okay, now listen up. You may notice that the lights are mainly off here in the studio, Magnifico Studios, because, um, well, Donald Trump just is going to be indicted. I guess he just was indicted, he hasn't been charged yet. And so this means that anything can happen around here. And there's a lot of those maggot supporters out there that could attack the studio. So we're, sub rosa here. We're kind of like pretending that nobody is home. So we've got the lights off, except for this special light that I have that supposedly makes me look good. I'm going to get my money back on that one. Boy, talk about false advertising. I look just the way I normally do with these lights, and that's just not a good thing. I tried to get an avatar, but they're too expensive. So I got this stupid light, and it's not doing much good either. So I guess what you see is what you get. But you don't look at me for my looks. You tune into this show for the substance of what I have to tell you. So we're going to talk a little bit about this indictment. And as usual, I'm furious at this Jonathan Turley. Who calls himself Jonathan? I mean, if your name is Jonathan in my neighborhoods growing up, and I grew up in lots of different neighborhoods, but they all had that in common. If you ran around calling yourself Jonathan instead of John, you get the you-know-what beat out of you. So I'm sure it happened to him a lot, which is probably why he became a lawyer, so he could get a little power back. So he's on Fox News again. This time I forget who was interviewing him. It's usually that phony Irishman, Sean Hannity, who I found out is actually not Irish at all. His name is Han, H-A-N, and he just added itty so he could sound Irish. And it's not working. So Han was interviewing this Jonathan about the maggot guy, Donald Trump, and the charges that are going to be, that have already been filed against him. And he's saying with great certainty and great, he gets that smug little attitude, which makes you want to just slap him, that and calling himself Jonathan. This was a complete political maneuver. There was nothing to this. There's no value to it at all. The allegations are completely specious. And then he says, well, of course, we haven't actually seen the indictment, but this whole thing was political. There was no basis for it. This is an outrage, and on and on and on he goes. In the meantime, all the maggots, you can hear him in the back going, yeah, you tell him, Jonathan. You tell him, Jonathan. You're our guy. You're a real man, Jonathan. And Jonathan is saying, yes, I am. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a real man. I can stand up for the maggots in this planet and tell them what they want to hear. And I'm a professor at George Washington University. I still can't get that one out of my craw. And so therefore, whatever I say must be right, even though I've just admitted to you that I haven't seen the indictment and I have no idea what's in it. So that's the kind of, he's a lawyer. He's a Sean, the fake Irishman, Han. I expect that from him because he's not a lawyer. I take being a lawyer very seriously. It's the only thing I take seriously. And lawyers say things. People know that we have degrees. We know we take bar exams. We know we take oaths of office. And even though a lot of the people think that that lawyers are no damn good and they're crooked, they're usually talking about their wife's divorce lawyer. But but above from that, lawyers have a certain obligation to go overboard to make sure we don't make wild statements, particularly about public cases. But that doesn't slow Jonathan down a bit. So right now, we don't know what is in the indictment, but we do have some things that we can surmise. And apparently, from whatever information we're getting, which again, we don't know for sure, let's wait and see what it says, but the hint that we've gotten is that the crux of this charge is that Trump apparently is accused of paying money under the guise of attorney's fees to his lawyer when he knew that money wasn't going for attorney's fees, it was going for a bribe. And again, we don't know, but if in his records Trump took those attorney fee payments off of his income taxes, off his taxable income rather, took a tax deduction, that could be fraud on the IRS and probably on on New York somehow. If he claimed those were, oops, somebody has just broken in. It's probably some of those maggots. Let me see. This could be dangerous. Don't you worry, I've got things under control. It's, oh my God, somebody just walked in. I saw in the background, and I think I hear. It sounds like a dog walking around. Oh my God, it's probably that same dog that breaks in here all the time. And now he's drinking water. Well, we're just going to proceed as though he wasn't there and hope that he doesn't notice us. So, if what they're finding is that Trump made statements about these payments relating to his taxable income, to his business expenses, and that those statements were fraudulent, that could form the basis for a case. And it doesn't make any difference whether he's running for president or not running for president. And boy, these Republicans, including this McCarthy character, out there saying, oh, this is terrible, this is a horrible thing to do, this is the Democrats writ large trying to interfere with the election. Well, if Donald Trump actually did commit a crime when he was trying to cover up his affair with Storm, then he deserves to be persecuted and not be able to say, oh, you can't persecute me because I'm running for president. I mean, if that's the case, every criminal out there should just announce he's running for president, and that would be the end of it. It's a free get-out-of-jail card. And, of course, he hasn't gone to jail yet. And I doubt that he will over this. But let's see what happens with regard to the records maintained at Mar-a-Lago, where it looks as though he may, we'll have to wait and see, have been involved in just blatant obstruction of justice. And that's a serious felony, and that's one where he could go to jail. So, anyway, that's all. I just wanted to bring you up to date on this whole Stormy Daniels and that whole bit, so you'll be somewhat informed and hopefully as outraged as I am against Jonathan. Bye.